Hello class, and welcome to our discussion on different ways that companies can enter into international trade. So in this video we're going to take a look at 6 different opportunities available to businesses, and the first one that I want to talk about is importers. Okay, so an importer is a company and they're going to do one particular thing, and that's going to be import goods into a particular country. So they're going to go out and they're going to buy products from foreign countries. Okay, after they've bought the products from the foreign countries, they're going to be responsible for bringing those products into their domestic, okay, or their local country. Once the products are in the domestic country, they will sell those products to domestic companies, okay, that will then either sell them to other companies or sell them to customers. Okay, so that's an importer. An example of this. Okay, so let's say we have a U.S. importer. Okay, they're responsible for bringing fruits, okay, from South America into the United States. So in order to do that, the importer is going to buy from South American farmers, okay, or agricultural companies in South America, and then they'll have to work to make sure that the products get shipped to the United States. Now, once they're in the United States, the importer will sell the fruit to either wholesalers, okay, or retailers who will then sell those fruits in the United States markets. Okay, so that's an example of how an importer may make money through international trade. Okay, so now the opposite of importers are exporters. Here, an exporter, they're going to buy products from domestic companies. Okay, so they're buying the products from the country that they're in. Okay, once they've bought the products, then they're going to locate foreign buyers. Okay, and then once they have those buyers located, they will ship the products to the foreign countries. Okay, so it's the opposite. Instead of bringing products into their country like importers do, exporters are going to take the products from their country and send them to foreign countries. Okay, so an example here, a U.S. exporter may buy U.S. agricultural products from U.S. farmers. Okay, the exporter may then locate Asian buyers and ship the products to the Asian markets where those U.S. agricultural products will be sold. Okay, so that is an exporter. So our third international trade opportunity is licensing. Okay, licensing is a process where a company will allow another company to use its trademarks, its patents, its copyrights, or other intellectual property that that company has, and they're going to charge them a fee in order to do that. Okay, so an example here. Let's say there's a Mexican entrepreneur. They're living in Mexico. Okay, they believe that a McDonald's would do well in their hometown. Okay, this entrepreneur, she goes out and she establishes a franchise licensing agreement with McDonald's. Okay, franchise, that means that you are going to take on a particular restaurant of a bigger brand. Okay, so like McDonald's, you're going to open up your own McDonald's restaurant. That's an example of a franchise. It's also an example of a licensing agreement. Okay, so once we have that licensing agreement in place, the Mexican entrepreneur is going to pay McDonald's a set amount of money. That's the fee that she is going to pay. But then she is able to legally open up the McDonald's restaurant. Okay, she can use the McDonald's logo, she can use the slogans, and she can offer the products like Big Macs or, McChickens in her business. Okay, so she's going to be able to use those products legally. Now, if she went out and she just made a McDonald's restaurant and she sold Big Macs and she used the McDonald's Golden Arches without that franchise license agreement, she should be violating the law, okay, and she would get shut down. Okay, but she's allowed to do it legally if she has that licensing agreement. And McDonald's is going to allow her to do that because they're going to collect the money from the fees that they charge her in order to be able to open a McDonald's. Okay, so that's a licensing agreement. Okay, so our fourth international trade opportunity is contract manufacturing. Now, this is very popular. Okay, this occurs when a company hires a foreign manufacturer to make products in a company's specifications. So what this means is there's going to be a company in one country. They're going to go to another country and they're going to find somebody who is willing to make the products that they want to sell. Okay, and the company is going to say to this manufacturer, we want them to be built this certain way. You need to use these materials, you need to put it together in this process, you need to be doing these certain things in this specific way. Okay, there's a major advantage to that. Okay, contract manufacturing is going to allow companies to get lower wages, okay, in less developed nations. Okay, those lower wages then are going to allow the company to offer lower prices to their customers when it comes time to sell. Okay, Nike is a huge user of contract manufacturing. So Nike may form a contract, okay, with a Vietnamese company to manufacture its new Jordan branded sneaker line. Okay, Nike's going to provide the Vietnamese manufacturer with instructions on how to make the shoes. They're going to come in and they're going to tell them exactly how they want the shoes made. They're going to oversee the Vietnamese manufacturer for a while to make sure that they're doing it right, and then they're going to probably leave and they'll come back periodically to check on things. But by and large, they're going to let that manufacturer do the job of making the Nikes. Okay, so then Nike is going to import those shoes to the United States and other countries to sell. Okay, so the advantage of this is Nike doesn't have to pay the Vietnamese workers as much as they would have to pay US workers or maybe workers in another country. Okay, so that offers Nike the opportunity to provide their sneakers then, to sell them to customers at a lower price because they weren't paying the workers as much in Vietnam as they might pay in another country. Okay, so that is an example of contract manufacturing. Okay, our fifth opportunity is a joint venture. Now this is when a business, business enterprise, that a domestic company and a foreign company undertake together. So we're going to have a country or a company in one country go into business together with a company from another country. Okay, so they're going to come together, two companies from two different countries, to do a business in one particular country. Okay, this can be an advantage because the domestic company, okay, the company where we are going to open up business, they should know the local market and they should know the business procedures of that particular area. Okay, so that can be a huge advantage. Okay, so an example here, say there's a US media company. Okay, they own television networks in the United States, but one day they decide that they're going to go work with a Chinese media company. Okay, and they're going to offer programming in China. So they're going to work together to create new programming for the Chinese market. Okay, here the US company has formed a joint venture, okay, and now has operations in the United States and in China. Okay, so that is a way that the US company can quickly get into an international market or into a foreign market, okay, through a joint venture. All right, so our last business opportunity for international trade is foreign direct investment. Okay, this is just an establishment of a business in a foreign country. So this can take on a lot of different forms and a lot of different levels of involvement. Okay, so let's use the example of there's a company and they want to make a small foreign direct investment. They're going to open up a single office with just a couple companies or just a couple employees in another country. Okay, that is a small level of involvement. Now let's compare that to a company. They decide that they're going to construct manufacturing plants and they're going to open a lot of different stores in another country. That's a high level of involvement. Okay, but both examples are foreign direct investment. It's just the amount of investment that is different between those two examples. Okay, anytime that there's a company that establishes a business in a foreign country, we call that foreign direct investment because there is a company from another country putting money into that foreign country. So it's direct investment. They're putting their money into that foreign country. An example here, Honda. They're a Japanese company. They've invested billions, okay, over the years into the US economy. They've opened up Honda manufacturing plants where they build cars, where they build lawnmowers, where they build engines, okay? It employs, thousands of people in the United States, but it's a Japanese company that's making the investment into the US economy. Also, too, Honda sells cars in the United States, millions of cars a year. Okay, so those are examples of foreign direct investment. All right, so these were the 6 international trade opportunities for businesses. If you have questions, reach out to me. Go back and re-review the video if there was something that you need to get a little bit more information on. But like I said, reach out if you have any questions.